observed just about 1900 years ago. Before that, they were oral, and it covers all of Jewish practice. We're not going to give you a long pilpul. We're not going to give a long drasha on the halachot, but 4 texts. Each one starts with another letter of your brother's name, of Amos, and this is the way we're going to honor Amos. So let's do this real fast. There is a work called Tzachim, which talks all about Pesach, and the very first of the 10th chapter goes like this. Arvei Pesachim, Samuch leMincha, Erev Pesach, the day before Pesach, Lo yochal adam ad shetechshach. The tradition is, after the midday, we don't have a meal. Why? What happens after the day before Pesach? What comes next? Erev Pesach, the day before Pesach. What happens next? The Seder? No, we have the Seder.
Yeah,
we do the Seder.
Yeah.
And what happens if we're going to fresh? We're going to have a big meal before the Seder. No one's going to be interested. Mod chashuv l'shmor et appetite for the Seder. Lachag. V'afilu ani she'b'Yisrael lo yochal ad sheyaseh. Even a person who's really hungry should try lechakot ad ha-Seder. Ad sheyaseh v'ad sheyaseh bo, לעשות את הסדר. ולא יפחתו לו מארבע כוסות של יין ואפילו מנת תמר. And here's something else. You know, sometimes we have a person who is collecting. What is that? Kamsan? Kamsan. Someone's collecting. So we always wonder, how much should we give? Right? You're driving on the highway and a person is standing there. How much should you give them? So it's a question. You have to decide. You have to honor them, take care of them. We don't want to support an addiction. But sometimes we have to go all out. One of the times here, the Mishnah says is, you have to make sure a person that has no money, give them funding to buy wine. Now today you could buy a bottle of cheap Manischewitz wine for $7.99. But in the time of the mission, that cost, it was a expensive commodity. But still, we have to make sure to honor that even every person has access to wine. This is the first Mishnah for the letter Ayin. We'll do another one. Mem. Right, that's the next letter in Amos' name. Mazgulo kos rishon. So how does the Seder work? So we do arba kosot. We do the 4 cups of wine. How does that work? So here the Mishnah discusses. Mazgulo kos rishon. The first thing you do is you pour the cup of wine. By the way, you think Pesach is far away?
Wow.
Very soon. 1 month away. Ben Shammai omrim mevarech al hayom v'achar kach mevarech al hayayin. Ben Shammai says the first thing we talk about is Pesach. And then you say Baruch Ata Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam borei pri agafen. ובית הלל אומרים מברך על היין ואחר כך מברך על היום. First we say ברוך אתה השם אלוקינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן, and then we say ברוך אתה השם אלוקינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצבנו. I'm sorry, that's the Shabbat one. We say the whole Kiddush. So who do we follow? Beit Hillel. This is the second Mishnah, the second letter to honor of Amos ben Leon. Now we're going to do a third Mishnah real fast.
Wow.
After this, we're going to get the speeches, and that's the interesting. Mishnah Megillah. So there's another tractate called Megillah, and it's all about Purim. But what we're going to read here is not about Purim. It's about something that Shlomi is very excited about, and I'm excited about. Ve'od amar Rabbi Yehuda, Beit HaKnesset shecharaf. So sometimes it happens that you have a temple, a Beit Knesset, and Lo Aleinu. Let's think about the poor people living in Ukraine now. No politics. I know because I was speaking to the Rabbi Shartok, and they erupted in next door, and the shul is Lo Aleinu. So how do Jewish people view a Beit Knesset shecharav? We still honor it in very important ways. Even though it's destroyed, maybe right now it's not being used, there is special Kiddushan. Let's dedicate this Mishnah for your brother, but let's have in mind for the rebuilding of anyone whose lives are being destroyed. En maspidi mitocha. We don't do a hesped. In ancient times, if a person passed away, they did a hesped. They never did it in the Beit Knesset. They did it outside. So you have to treat this like a Beit Knesset. You're not allowed to open a manufacturing plant. You're not allowed to produce commercial grade, how do you call it? Rope. And we also cannot do other types of commercial work, like creating nets. You're not allowed to dry fruits. You also can't do other kinds of social, other kinds of events, it's still holy. Shenamar, Vashimoti et Mikdashechem, Kidushatan af kishehem shomemim. A Bet Knesset, once it's built, the holiness endures forever. So we come together, and Jewish people to come together, and we build a Bet Knesset. We're making an investment. We're making an eternal investment. And even those structures fade and need grief, but the investment, the creation, the kedusha is forever. Why do I want to do this mission? Because the same thing is with a holy person. When a person lives on this world, the mitzvot they do, the good things they do, the love they share with their family and their friends, it's forever. And even after they pass on, and so the way we relate to them is in a different way, a neshama relationship. But the body, the things they did in this world, are the netzach, they're eternal. And so on a shloshim where we're honoring Rav Amos, I was looking for a mishnah that can help us realize his presence, his effect on this world, for his family, for his friends, this is forever. Now back to our story of Bet Knesset, really fast. Alu ba'asavim. What happens if the Bet Knesset gets run over with grass? So you might think that you'll do some, how do you call it? A rehab work. You'll clean it up. So the rabbis were very smart. They said, "Lo yitlash." Don't clean it up. You know why? Me'agmat nefesh. If you're going to fix it up a little bit, people won't be bothered, and you're not going to rebuild it. So better remind people this was a Bet Knesset, and it needs repair. And so better not to do small repairs. Do a big repair. Make sure that the people can actually reuse it, and don't just make people feel good. So sometimes we have to remind you we have to do. We have a big job, but sometimes the big job is the job worth tackling. Ayin, Mem, Vav, and the last letter of Reb Amos' name, Yivon Yishmat, Amos ben Leon, the last Mishnah. So why do we do Shiva? Not because it's a process of forgetting. It's a process of reminding ourselves that the relationship that we have with the Niftar is Lanetzach. And so therefore we have exercises to help us recalibrate. I don't know how to say that in Hebrew, I'm sorry. But we have recalibrate. So we have 30 days to recalibrate and to remind ourselves that the relationship continues, but some of the terms of the relationship are different. Now we do mitzvot, we do Torah, we enjoy a meal and we honor and we think of him, we have to work harder. But shloshim is not about forgetting. Shloshim is about remembering. It's about connecting and reminding ourselves that this is fresh, this is new, and the connection will stay for all times. When you have in mind, when you put your mind to something, then no time can keep us apart. So in the context of the sukkah, even if you built the sukkah a long time ago, but you're thinking for sukkah, no time has passed. And the same thing, of course, the person, they're not physically with us. The power of our machshava, the power of our love, the power of the mitzvot that we do, it's as if no time passed, because our connection is as strong as it was on the last day that we had together. My dear friends, I want to thank you all for indulging as we study the Mishnayot of Ayin, Mem, Vav, Samach, the letter of Amos' name. And the main thing is, we wish the family Nechama, the friends Nechama, and let this gathering in a Bet Knesset, in a place of Kiddusha, with kosher food, words of Torah, words of love, let this be a beautiful blessing for Rav Amos. Let this be a blessing for our community. And I want to thank everybody here who took time, a lot of time, out of your day, to honor Rav Amos, but also to spend time in the Bet Knesset over here. So we're so happy. This is not a private shul. Someone asked me by video. This is not a private home. This is all of our homes. It's a place where all of us can feel at home. We can connect to God. If that's what we want, we can connect with each other. And so I'm very grateful that we chose to honor Amos in this way. And Shlomi, maybe later we'll talk more, but for now I want to ask, we're going to start with David to honor us with some words, and then we'll see a video presentation to let me know what it is. L'chaim, l'chaim.
קודם כל, אני רוצה להודות מאוד לרבי פה, באמת, אדם מיוחד. וברור לכל החברים שבאו פה, אני ממש מעריך את זה, ארגנתם את זה, וזה חשוב לי מאוד, ואני ממש ממש מודה לכם. אני אקריא לכם את הפרידה שלי מאח שלי. אוקיי? עמוס, ביד רועדת, הרבה דמעות זולגות, צער וכאב גדול בלב. אני מקריב טעימה קטנה להנציח אדם מיוחד. אח שלנו יקר, בא לרוחלה היקרה, אבא לאווה היקרה והמיוחדת, סבא ליפן ושקד המיוחדים, דוד לילדיי סטיב, ליסה וסקד, ולילדי אחותי טובה, ינקלה, דני, ורד ומוטי. ודוד נהדר גם לילדיהם של כל ילדינו. חבר ואיש מיוחד שתמיד עזר לכולם. כל מי שזכה להכירו ונזקק לכל עזרה שהיא, עמוס תמיד היה שם. נלקחת מאיתנו בטרם עת, ואנו כולנו כואבים מאוד, ותחסר לכולנו מאוד. היית בין הזקונים של אמא ואבא. ילד טוב, עם נשמה גדולה, יפה, חכם ומוכשר מאוד. תבונה שקיבלת מאבא שלנו. בגיל צעיר תמיד אהבת להתלבש יפה ואופנתי, תכונה שקיבלת מאמא. וההורים וגם אנחנו האחים התגאינו בך. היית כל כך מוכשר שכל דבר שהחלטת לעשות נעשה במקצועיות גבוהה ובטעם טוב, כמו הספר, הוויסקי, השעונים, הבישולים, הנרות ועוד דברים רבים. את הספר על המשפחה החלטת לכתוב, ותוך 3 שבועות כתבת ספר מדהים שכל מי שקרא התרגש עד דמעות. התמחית בלימוד נהיגה לנכים, ומאוד הקדשת ואהבת את התלמידים, והם מאוד אהבו אותך. ארגון המורים שאליו השתייכת ודאי העריך את תרומתך לארגון. אני הייתי מסעדן 35 שנים, ולבשל לא ידעתי, וממך למדתי לבשל. והיום אני מבשל עם המתכונים שלך, והכל טעים ונהדר. והקמת משפחה למופת. היית חבר, לבעל, אבא, סבא, חתן, אח, דוד, מיוחד במינו. אהבת את כולם ודאגת לכולם מאוד. אנטון וטובה, יהי זכרם ברוך, מאוד מאוד אהבו אותך, ואנחנו אהבנו ונאהב אותך לעד. אתה תחסר לכולנו והכאב גדול מאוד. תנוח בשלום על משכבך, אדם מיוחד. תודה.
אפשר להגיד משהו? שזוכים באח כמוך. אנחנו זכינו בחבר כמוך.
תודה לכם. באמת, מכל הלב. מעריך את זה מאוד. הכאב גדול, אבל עם הזמן הוא יקר.
איציק, אני קיבלתי סמכות מהרבי. אכפת לך, זה בסדר?
לא, בבקשה.
Rabbi, I want to say something. Thank you for giving me. I can't help it, but I got such a big mouth, It's a reflection of all of us. When you see something like, when you see brotherly love, love of friendship, family, and we get up every morning. כמו האדם הקדמון היה קם בבוקר, והיה הולך לחפש, Can I speak in English or Hebrew? Hebrew. אבל האדם הקדמון היה קם בבוקר, בתור לוחם, הוא לא יודע אם היה חוזר בכלל. למה הוא היה הולך לטרוף ולהביא אוכל הביתה.
לצוד.
הולך לצוד. הוא לא יודע מה אם חוזר. לפעמים כן היה חוזר ולא היה חוזר. יש לו אישה, יש לו ילדים, יש לו אחים, יש לו הכל. הוא לוחם. אז יש ספר שכתבו היפנים, שזה הלוחם. זה על הבן אדם הקדמון שקם בבוקר ונלחם. ואני אמרתי לילדים שלי, we men, we go to war, we don't know if we come back. So we get up every day and we build a home. And we bring everything that we can to this home. Love, affection, whatever anger, whatever thing it is, to build. But we don't know if we come home. The brother of yours went to work. He didn't come home yet. But it's a reflection of us. That's the way I feel when I'm sitting here. Because I know I got up every morning, took the Long Island Railroad. You know? And I don't know if I but I built like every one of us did. So this is a reflection. When we look at a life like this, we see our own lives. Now, I need comfort from our rabbi today. If you allow me, I'm sorry that I give you this, because I am broke. I feel this, and I need your spiritual words to comfort not only me but everybody that's here. Can we ask of you to do that?
Say l'chaim. I'll tell you what my tradition is. When a person is out in Avelut, you're not going to like what I'm going to say, but when a person is in Avelut, what are we supposed to say?
We are sorry?
Not really supposed to say anything. We're supposed to be with each other. And the comfort of words is cheap. The comforts of community, family, and the fact that friends come here, that's the first thing. There's no word of wisdom that's going to make a brother who loves their brother deeply, or a friend, or all of us that we have to contend with our mortality. There's no word that's going to make that better. So what do? We need to be there with each other, for each other. And we ask the rabbi for his opinion. We say, Hamakom Yinachem Etcha. We ask for Hashem's help, because the wisdom of how to heal a broken heart, that's his business. Our job is to help each other get through the dark part of life, and to push through, and to honor, and to remember that the connection and the neshama is forever. It's not the words that are going to make us feel better. It's the love, it's the friendship, and I see that here, and I think that's beautiful. And we have to. That's why family and friendship is so valuable, and that's why, as a rabbi, I think we can all agree, faith is so powerful, because it gives us oxygen when we can't breathe, and it gives us the awareness that there's a picture beyond what we can see. We see a small frame, a small shot in time. But we can be certain, at least as a rabbi, seeing the spark of life that your brother had. I didn't know him. I never heard about your brother, if I'll be honest, until but you see the character, you see the fullness of life. You see he had like a mensch.
You left
You see such a powerful character. You see love.
A lot of people didn't know him, and he left a mark, and everybody knew it.
David, with the exception, I think, of the rabbi here.
That's my goal.
I'm sorry?
I said this is my goal, to hand off the mic to you.
With the exception of the rabbi, I think most of us are older than Amos was when he passed at 65. And I think one of the lessons that Amos, those of us that knew him, those that didn't know him, but a lot of the lesson is you got to live to the fullest, just the way he did. Okay? Because you never know what tomorrow will bring, so you got to enjoy every day. Tell the people that you love them, whether it's your children, your friends, okay? And enjoy every day to the fullest. That's another lesson that Amos taught us, I think.
Take a lot of pictures and videos to see how it's very important. Yeah.
A lot of things that he did, but his life was cut short.
If we me try to spot. I apologize.
I'm grateful. I just don't know if you like what I said. But
I love what you said because
You said the Amos. You said the Amos, Rabbi. You
no,
said the
you're the
Amos.
rabbi. It wasn't a challenge. It was a pain that I wanted to share with you, and I wanted to see if you can relieve some of that pain, because I lived with the pain of life in a very happy way. The pain of life is not really a pain; it's a pain of life because life has all kinds of things that come up to your life. You know, when I look at, when I see this, I see my youth, I see my parents, I see my whole entire life. So when I sit here, I tell them I'm not here yet. So I see a vision of every one of us that for one day that somebody's going to eulogize. Every one of us will be eulogized because we're not going to be here forever. So are we going to be eulogized any differently than Amos? No. Everyone has achieved as a mother, a father, a brother, to bring a family out. Everybody's going to be viewed. But there is something that is more spiritual. For example, you take Daniel in our Bible, who went through so much suffering. Rabbi, I'm not here to, I'm just here to make an example.
He's a good job.
כל הכבוד לכם. תודה לכם. דוד, שלא תדע יותר צער, אנחנו איתך. כולנו ככה מרגישים. תודה לכם גם כן.
תודה.
אלי, ג'אנה.
תודה.
Good. I'm done.
No. You want to be a rabbi. What happened?
No, look, I'll tell you, sometimes I get up from a conversation like this. I got a beautiful wife. She doesn't make a comment. She doesn't say, it was okay, it was not okay. She leaves me alone. So I say to myself, yeah, it was okay. I don't know, I'm not here really to, I'm a very emotional human being. I share this on my sleeve, I feel this. Because when I was a kid, I heard so much pain from the Holocaust survivors when I was a child.
We are second generation, all of
Yes,
us.
I lived in a neighborhood where everybody was a Holocaust survivor, and I used to sit outside when it was dark in Bat Yam, and we all sat on the floor listening to every survivor tell their stories about surviving. In the middle of their stories, there was a scream and a yell in the house because somebody just passed away. We knew because it was in the early 50s. Everybody that came from the Holocaust to Israel was still very weak and very sick.
Fragile.
Very fragile. And they died. Every night somebody else died. So when I grew up, this was my neighborhood. I sat on the floor eating whatever the women used to bring out and listened to the stories of survival. So I heard so much pain. So I became so sensitive to this situation.
It's a nice quality to be sensitive. There's nothing wrong with quality.
what they say, person, sorry.
No.
They say a person should keep on writing their obituary to the last day.
Wow.
Keep on writing. We write with our actions. We write our own. The last words I think we said about us. You're talking about. So this is.
Am I out of place with it talking to you like this? Are you feeling? No. Amen. I want to thank you for bringing us this beautiful dinner. I can't thank you more. I don't know what to tell you. This man is so special. I can't even just look at it.
Emily, he did a lot of things that I don't want to discuss, but Emil is a unique human being. Everybody knows it, so I don't have to say much about it. But to me, he is a brother. He is a brother. Plain, I lost one brother, but I still have a brother. Just so everybody knows that.
Everybody wants to be a big brother, right? Everybody, right?
A lot of people pass away. I've never been invited to an evening like this. I've spent all kinds of evenings for his school, but this is very special. I'm so happy to be here. Not happy
You've
for
known each other
It
from.
means a lot to me that I got this support to be here tonight. It really means true. It means a lot to me.
You know, Amos came to me, he said to me, Amos came to me, he said, you know, Sunday we're gonna, I said, I'm definitely gonna be here. So I think there are people here that love you to pieces.
Thank you. I love all of you too. I mean it.